when you said goodbye to me.
You said goodbye to me, bitch. You better break north before you 6 south, and I'll be sitting in that big house. Just let me sharpen my knives, throw on the apron. X's mark the steak and the salad crumbled with bacon and blue cheese. Caramel complexions on 2 knees, on 2 skis, carving up the ounces what this dude needs. I'm Rick the model, Martell the cartel. Live fast and eat the big tuna like Billy Parcells. No more child's play, kid. You with the big boys. Fuck it, in economy size. We want that big voice.
Right, so we're off to see another factory this morning called Chigamex, who create for Zara, Woolrich, Calvin Klein, Guess. Quite a lot of people, to be fair, from what I've been reading. I believe they specialise in like padded jackets, so that'll be interesting to see. Their website doesn't really give too much information, it's kind of just like 1 page, but they're pretty big. I think they've got like over 1,000 employees, and basically the factory tour itself is going to take 2 days because they've got multiple locations. So yeah, man, let's go see what they're all about, and obviously I'll share it with you guys, and hopefully it'll be cool, provide some value. So I'll see you in a bit.
To blaze or not to blaze, that is the question. First day of school, later ready is suspension.
Thai? Win. Is that how you say win? I was saying Nguyen.
NG.
Win. Thai Win. Thai Nguyen. Okay. Is that on record? So this factory is called Thai Nguyen, and it's part of Chien Tang's. Did I say that right?
Yeah, correct.
Yes, I'll get that better hopefully. And it's okay. So this factory is called Thai Nguyen, and it's part of Chien Tang's. It's one of their like many factories. I believe they have 16. So I'm told. So yeah, let's go take a look at it. I've just learned in this factory here that around the outside areas where like you can see the grass and like this, I don't know if you can see these people working down there, they actually grow vegetables, keep chickens and stuff so they can produce food for the workers. So it's very self-sufficient. It's very cool, man. So yeah, we'll keep going. Most of the employees here live around here? Yeah. What's this area called?
This area also called Thai Nguyen.
Thai Nguyen.
We use the local name.
Ah, okay.
For the factory.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you see also.
Oh, is that a pig?
Usually for the end of the year, we have the party Lunar New Year.
Hey yo, man's bringing it back. This one for the hoodlums, one for the flats. Back on the AR, have some of that. Don't start on me, I think I won't fight back. It's too hard round here, so I grind the stack. Of a natural face with a natural back. She don't get gassed by social media. This year's only about girlfriend, relax. Man's bringing it back. This one for the hoodlums, one for the flats. Back on the AR, have some of that. Don't start on me, I think I won't fight back. It's too hard round here, so I grind the stack. Of a natural face with a natural back. She don't get gassed by social media.
Oh, hiya, how are you?
Yeah,
Nice to meet you.
hello.
Hiya, nice to meet you.
You see, when from the port, the truck put the unload here.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
And then all the fabric and trim will be put in the
Store.
right case.
Ah, and then checked here.
We separate the case for the unchecked fabric,
Yeah.
checked fabric. For our detective fabric, we will share different
Ah,
shelves.
okay, yeah.
And also we separate the trims by buyers. For
Okay.
each buyer, we will make a different label. For example, this one, the buyer, the style, the shipment,
Yeah.
sometimes the color, and also the quantities.
Okay.
To make it recognized
Yeah.
correctly.
So it's easy recognizable.
And also we have to recognize the recycled item and non-recycled item.
Oh,
well.
okay, yeah. That makes sense, yeah.
So in the warehouse, they have to work very carefully
Yeah, I
to
bet.
make sure nothing is in the.
And then
problem.
do they take like a sample out a certain percentage of fabric to check in this machine to check for defects?
Yeah, and also show this process how to check the fabric. We have the process here,
Oh, cool.
and this government will follow the process to be worked on the fabric. She are training to do how.
Oh, okay, cool. That's sick. So basically this is a fabric storage room, which is kind of like the first process. They source the fabrics, then it comes into here, obviously through the van, gets stored on different units, and then it's checked. So it's split into, you know, fabric that's just come in and then fabric that gets checked. And this machine here on the left, the fabric that needs to be checked, there'll be a percentage of it that comes in that needs to be checked for defects. And that's exactly what this machine here does. As you can see, like the fabric runs through the machine and then she's checking to see if there's any defects at all. And then obviously once that's checked, it'll get put back. Be in a section that basically says like check fabrics. Let's take a look. I'll give you a bit of a pan of like the whole factory floor so you can see like just quite like how big it is, because I don't know if this will do it justice, but it's massive. So this area here in the factory is where all the pattern curtains done. So as you can see just down here, and we'll go and have a look in a minute, but all the fabric that we just saw in the fabric room that's been checked will then be put over here, and then the pattern itself will be cut out manually. And that's obviously in preparation for it to be sewn. This t-shirt that I'm wearing, for example, it obviously all comes in different sections, and that's what a pattern means for people that don't know. So, you know, you don't just get fabric and out of one sheet of fabric make a t-shirt. It's cut into sections, like the sleeves, the body section, and they're all cut into different pieces that can then be sewn together to actually make a t-shirt or a different garment. So that's how it works. And obviously more complicated garments like jackets and coats, which they actually specialise in here, that requires a lot more pieces to be cut out and then sewn together eventually. So this area here is where they do that and basically prep those patterns that get cut out to be sewn later on. So they're cutting out the pattern here, then once it's cut, it will then be stamped with a number, because obviously you've got to make sure that you match the right sleeve, for example, with the right body there if you're going to sew it together. You could have blacks, navies, so you want to make sure you have the right colours, so they're stamped with the same number, so that when they move to the sewing section to be put together, that they can match them very easily without, like, you know, too much guesswork. And this machine here is heat fusion, so it's fusing together bits of lining with the fabric, and it goes and gets put on and here, runs through the machine, which is like really hot, and then it will come out the other end fused together. It's where they're like stuffing the fabric. Obviously they're doing jackets here, like padded jackets, so they're stuffing like the lining and like the material that sits in between the fabric to make that padded feel.
Tell me say one thing, Nancy can't understand. One thing, Nancy can't understand. What make them a talk about me ambition? Say what make them a talk about me ambition? Come in, so some of them a ask me where me get it from. So some of them a ask me where me get it from. I told them no, no, it's from creation. I told them no, no, it's from creation. Bam, bam, hey yo, what a bam, 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 bilang.
So over there we've just seen jackets that are filled with padding in the inside, and then just over here is like down-filled. So they do like faux down-filled, so fake filling where you can down-fill it so you get like that puffer coat effect. And then they also can duck down fill it properly, which you'd get with brands like Canada Goose or Moncler maybe in their jackets. So they can do all of that here, which is crazy. And it's mad seeing the process as well, because there's loads of different types of like padding that's being done. So this section here is what I was talking about earlier in terms of they're stamping the fabrics here so that they can match it together later when they sew it together. So it's all like a real systematic process, from fabric coming in, it's coming into this room, patterns being cut, stamps being done, over to sewing. So yeah, let's go and have a look at the sewing section, which like they have different lines for that, and each factory has a different number of lines. So yeah, let's go check out their lines. This is the sewing section with like all the lines that you can see behind me and to my left and right. This is where they're actually sewing together the jackets, the padded sections that you can see. So obviously now we've been from the fabric room where the fabric gets checked, then comes into here, gets cut into patterns, and the patterns get sewn together on these different lines. And as you can see, like the sheer amount of people it takes to like produce for these huge brands, it's crazy. Also over there, I can't show it, but there's an external QC. So a lot of the time what happens, QC means quality control. Brands will like have random inspectors come into factories to check like their products that are in production and see how it's all going, make sure quality controls them right. Manufacturers will have their own in-house QC, meaning they're checking the products that get finished to make sure that there's nothing wrong with it, there's no defects, no threads being loose. They're up to the brand standard. But then sometimes, and a lot of the time, which is common, especially for big brands, they'll send their own people in to do QC as well. So there's a lot of processes that go in, especially when you scale up and get a lot bigger. After they've finished creating the products, it will come here to the needle detector room, and it will go through a machine like this, which is kind of like security at the airport, where you'd put a garment on this and it would run through and detect if there were any needles or anything. And then it falls into the box at the end, and then it gets put into a room just at the end, just behind me, which is called the dehumidifying room, where it will like stay, particularly when it's hot, and because it's very humid in Vietnam obviously, so to stop the garments from like being wet, it will sit there until, you know, it's dehumidified basically, and then it will be packaged up and shipped out to the customer. So yeah, once everything's been made and the finished products get packaged up and put in boxes, they stay in this room here and then get shipped out from here, picked up by the courier to go to wherever they're supposed to go. So, and this room is massive, by the way, it's huge.
But I got a big family like Patel and Singh. So when I go make me a duppy, nobody knows who boyed off the tag. They're like, Skepta, what's poppin'? So I told them ace of spades, me scholar rapid and gracious K. Shoot the champagne like a Mac 10. When I get hold of it, I pop it off and spray. Plus my cousin Dwight just come out of jail, so I'm celebrating today. I'm like hip hip hooray. I won't stop, I cleaned up with a broom and a mop, and now I got IBS on my intestines feeling like it's tied in a knot.
So I'm here at another factory owned by Chien Tang, which is Bac Can. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, I think I am. I've like tried a few times. Again, this one's speciality is like padded jackets, coats, and actually pants as well. Another thing I need to mention is that these guys can actually do everything. Like one thing that they are saying is that you know, if you can make jackets, you can pretty much make everything. So, which sounds about right, given like how much goes into making just a coat or a jacket. But yeah, man, like seeing all these factories for Chien Tang is actually mad. We've been treated really well as well. So, but yeah, let's go take a look at this one. Thank you. Wow.
On the low, she need it bad like my cojones to be blunt. Probably go nuts for a sack of the Ebolas. Practice what I roll is. Make me feel monumental for the moment like a stone edge. I be frozen like a stream when it's cold.
It's cool. And hopefully this gives you like an insight into like how things are made and will be like super helpful, because when I started out, I didn't even know what a pattern was. I just thought people just made clothes. So yeah, it's all really helpful stuff, and you'll realize, especially like as you really get into building a brand and scaling up, that all of this stuff you need to know, like, and you really need to know, because it helps you with picking your team and like who you need on your team to like be able to build your brand to a point where it is actually going to be successful. Because if you don't know how to do this, you know, you're not really in the fashion game, mate.
Can I say, other than I'm feeling them J's, I got 5 on the flow like minimum wage. Push lines hit them low like an MMA fighter. My blunt smell MMA inside it. I got that bomb best like grenades got fired. Fuck a job at bitch, I'd rather get hired. ASAP, I got that work in my spliff. It's 247 and it's time to make a shift. Cruise through Flatbush Wick, so swift.
On this line, step by step, as you move further down the line, the coat is getting developed further and further. So here you can see like the side panel of like a padded jacket or puffer coat, and then that just gets passed over down the line to then be like added to the next piece and the next piece and the next piece, until you get to the end where you've got the actual finished product that can then go to QC and then basically okay to be sent to the customer. So here, like, she's obviously sewing like a component of the hood together, and then as you can see, they come out like perfectly stitched. It's mad. Imagine being able to do that. That's just wild. I feel like Steve Irwin, like with crocodiles and that. Like, whoa, look at that, bro. They look like stone art. They're so good, aren't they? Like they come out such good quality.
Yes, we do good quality. Well known for the jacket.
Yeah, they're really like Globetrotter.
I don't know.
Is this fit? It's like fake down. Yeah, this is nice as well. The fabric. Have you ever seen, you know, the North Face collab with Supreme? I'll like throw it up on the screen somewhere. but they're puffer jackets that have like the, you know, I think it says like Supreme everywhere or something, but it's a puffer jacket that's got like all over print through sublimation. What you could do, because these guys are so good at like creating the jackets, you can then go and buy like the fabric and print on it yourself, like sublimation printing, or they can like help you do it. So you could create a jacket like that and then have it all pieced together, curtain sewn together properly in this factory if you want qualities.
With my G's, I'm sitting here on my own, feeling confused, I'm slightly amused by it all. I'm wavy, you have no control. My mind is blossoming lately. You think you're the wave, I beg to differ. I inherited the wave, I am different clouds, different prices, different scars, different seduction, abduction.
These ladies here are obviously checking the coats that we saw on the line earlier to make sure that the finished product itself is perfect. So they all have a different procedure for doing it, but like they'll start like top to bottom, inside out, look at all the sewing and the stitching, and look at all like the critical points on the garment to make sure that it's basically perfect and like aligns with what the brand wanted in the first place. And then obviously like if any defects are spotted or anything like that, they'll then send it back to the line to be fixed. So, but this is what I was saying, like even though they do this in-house, like brands, especially big brands who can afford it, will always send like someone external to come and check this process as well and do like random checks. But yeah, they go through it thoroughly to make sure it's perfect, and if there's any loose threads they'll snip those off and things like that. So yeah, it's interesting, and it's also a really important part of like creating any garments, because you need to make sure that, you know, what's actually being produced is up to your standard, because if it's not, then, you know, you've just wasted money and time. More importantly, time like for these big brands as well. So
I'll do it all on my own. I keep it G all the time. Always left wondering why I cannot fit in. I am so
Only one question.
Any wrong question. Okay. Like, what do you actually have to do as a QC then?
So at first, I have to check first the pre-production sample.
Okay.
Before we start, I have to check. For example, this one. This is our pre-production sample.
Okay.
Before they started the production, I have to check the measurement, and then the workmanship, and then the accessories, if it is correct or not. So I have this ACC card from our office, and then the documents, QC file. I have to compare this one from our sample.
Ah, okay. How many items do you have to do it for? Or do you take a percentage of it? Like, is it only as you pick out a few and then check them?
No. I mean, before we start the production, the factory have to make first one piece.
Oh, the pre-production.
Yeah,
stuff.
pre-production. For the production, for example, this one, the finished pieces.
Yeah.
We have some style. We have to check piece by piece. It depends upon the customer.
Oh, really?
If Bugatti style, because that that customer is very strict, so we need to check piece by piece. But from other customer, so we don't have to check it piece by piece, but I have to check it the AQL.
If they were doing bulk production, they'd send you in whilst it's happening for the whole time?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because I have also my one QC. I am not the one who do it all.
Okay, yeah.
I have QC to check it.
Ah, okay.
I'm not the one. I am the one who is checking the pre-production sample before they started the production, and then for the checking piece by piece, I have my QC.
Ah, okay, perfect.
I am not doing that.
Ah, okay, cool. And would you advise every brand to have a QC external?
No, not every brand. Every factory.
Every factory, yeah.
In other factory, we have also one QC. Only one. Each factory have one QC from our side.
Oh, really?
But from the factory side, they have, I think, two or three QC.
So QC gets done twice, once by the factory and once by you?
Yes. We are the last one.
Oh, really?
For example, the QC will check piece by piece, and then my QC will check piece by piece also. And then after that, we have to pack. Packing in the carton. So after packing in the carton, if finish already, for example, 1,000 pieces already packed. So before shipment, I have to check the final inspection.
Okay.
If the quality is okay, we can ship it all. But if the quality is not okay, they have to reopen the carton and recheck.
Okay, cool. And do you have like a spec sheet that you have to check certain points?
Let's say 1,000 pieces, I have to check 80 pieces.
Okay.
And then I have to follow the AQL level. I think if 1,000 pieces, I have to check 80 pieces. And then, for example, there I found 5 pieces.
Yeah.
5 pieces reject.
Yeah.
5 pieces because we accept until 5 pieces only, major reject. If it is more than, for example, we found defects more than 5 pieces, though they have to reject.
Oh, really?
Oh. So before we check the good, before we ship the goods, we make it sure that the quality is good.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
Yeah?
Thank you.
You'll be a king when you roll through anywhere. Wiley, you don't roll through anywhere. I go anywhere, fam, I'm never scared. You said you rep E3, but you're never there. So let me murk this guy. It's all in your name, fam, I don't need to lie. I take away the W, I take away the fix on the other letters, all you do is just lie.
Another little tip for you, particularly if you're starting up. Like if you wanted to produce in this factory, it's going to be more expensive for you to produce in like their high season, because obviously right now they're making jackets and stuff. What month are we in? We're in like May, just the end of May right now. Obviously this is all for August at the moment, to go out for autumn, winter. But if you want to get it cheaper and the price is a little bit cheaper, then you have to work even further ahead of time. And you want to be producing like the jackets in like December, January, February. And if you do that, it's very difficult to do that because you have to be working like a long time ahead. And like most brands will work like at least a year ahead. If you did do that, then obviously you can get lower prices and take advantage of that. And if you're a startup, like every little helps. So yeah, hopefully that could be a good tip.
How many times will they say I'm the smoothest? Truth is I never not moved this way. My trench coat leather, my shoes are suede. Beg you don't step on my Pumas, babe. Walk ages in these trainers, but I ain't tripped when they losing faith. You know I've been tested without a question why they on net doing Q&A. She say I'm a son of a gun, but really miss me like she shooting.
Yeah, it's the next day now. I really couldn't be asked to shoot this last night. I kind of wanted to do a roundup, but I was just so tired, man. Like we were up since like 5 in the morning and then didn't get back till like 7. So yeah, it was a long day, and I kind of wanted to do this bit justice to just round it up for you so that you've got like all the facts, because it's hard to like, obviously like when you're going around the factories and stuff, it's hard to, you know, give you the information sequentially because we're getting like moved around, and like obviously I can give you like bite-sized bits and then edit it up. But yeah, here's like a little overview basically of this factory. So at the start of the video I said it was Chigamex. It is Chigamex, but it's also known as Chien Tang. Chien Tang is owned by a group called Hogerum Group, and then Hogerum Group in total owns 16 factories, which is mental. It's huge. I was looking at a map that I was shown. They're dotted all around like the north and like the middle of Vietnam, so they're huge, and they do produce for like mad brands, some that I just can't even disclose on here, but yeah, like big brands, and they do a lot of bulk orders. So Chien Tang is like the company under the group that I've gone and seen the factories for. I've only seen 2 in this video because going to see all of which I own, they're just so far away from each other, it doesn't really make logistical sense. Plus, like I can tell you all the information and kind of show you the inside of 2, it's enough, I think. So yeah, basically they specialize in padded jackets, outerwear, coats, pants, but they can also do your basic tees, hoodies and stuff. Like as the woman said, and I said earlier in the video, if you can make jackets, which are so much more complex to sew together, then you can pretty much make most things, and they have the workforce to do it and obviously the factory space. So yeah, they specialize in that. They mainly produce for men's but can also do women's. When it comes to their MOQs, it says on their website it's 500, but after speaking to Lan, who took us around, who was really nice by the way, the MOQ is actually, there isn't really one. Like it's all based on like the fabric. So here's a tip, like if you source the fabrics yourself and you know exactly what you want, and you can like negotiate with the fabric suppliers how many meters you want to buy and how much that costs, then you can bring the fabrics to them and they'll just cut and sew it all for you and put it into full production with the trims and everything. So yeah, there is not really an MOQ, although these guys work with brands that are putting in huge numbers of orders, like spending millions and millions of dollars to create their collections. But yeah, in general, there's not an MOQ. So in theory, you could work with them, although they're probably more suitable for, you know, mid to larger scale brands. Although I do think if you were really prepared and like you had your tech pack, you knew the fabrics, you knew the trims that you wanted, you've got some financial backing behind you, then you could definitely work with these guys. So overall, yeah, I had a sick day, man. Like, they looked after us so well. They, like, you know, fed us at lunch. We had loads of Vietnamese food that we'd never tried before, which was sick. And then just in general, their product quality was really good. And like, you know, some people maybe like moaning, being like, oh, like, you know, quality in Vietnam or things like that, because I know there's a stigma against made in China and things like that, but the reality is the clothing these guys produce is unreal. Like, the finished product quality was so good. Like, I was looking at it, I spoke to the QC, who both in-house and external. You'll see an interview earlier on in the video with a QC, but she works for like another brand and has been sent there to like check the pre-production samples and oversee the QC process before it goes into production. They're heavy on like the QC section, so obviously quality control is being done like really rigorously, so the actual finished products are brilliant. And if there is like any slight defects, it gets pushed back down the line, which was like where all of those ladies and men were sewing, and if it has a defect, it'll get sent back to the top or like to the position where it needs to be like redone and like fixed up. So, and I would definitely be comfortable producing my own brand in there. And look, they were kind enough to let us go around, and not every factory wants to do that, because obviously, you know, they work with these big brands and it is a constant like battle between, yes, we would like to market ourselves and like get more buyers in, however, like, you know, we can't, there's like this new wave of marketing, right, with like what I do and like promoting these manufacturers, and a lot of it has to be like pointing at the website or doing things like that rather than going to these visits, because the reality is if they like showed something they're not allowed to show, then like the brand can come after them and sue them, and it's just not worth their time. And obviously there's a lot of NDAs in place as well. For those of you who don't know, and just non-disclosure agreements, meaning that like there's set information that just cannot be disclosed. So obviously me making a video about it and showing their products before they've even come out would definitely make that agreement void. So yeah, but overall, yeah, these guys are sick. I would definitely recommend them. So yeah, if you want to get in touch with them, I'll leave their details in the description below this video. Please don't reach out to them with like really unprepared responses. It's just pointless. You're not going to get a response. And this is like a big tip for you who, if like you've been messaging like manufacturers that are bigger, you know, you've got to come prepared. You've got to know what you're talking about. You've got to know what you want. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a tech pack. You've got to have design ideas. You know, everything. If you've got everything in place, you're well more likely to get a response. Like, particularly if you want to work with these bigger ones and start small. You've got to think like some of these factories, including this one, are producing for huge brands that like will come in at their lowest and be like, yeah, we want to produce 20,000 units, which we had a discussion about a brand, I won't say it on here, but they literally come in all the time and they're like, yeah, we need 20,000 units of just this single product. And then you come along and you want to produce 100 pieces, but you're not even prepared, and you're like, oh yeah, I've got this hoodie and I want to create this hoodie that looks like this one that I think you produce for, I know you produce for, and I just want to copy it. They're just not going to take you seriously. So you need to come prepared. So reach out and be prepared. And look, if you don't know what you need to write or say, or also like how to be prepared, let me know in the comment section below, and obviously I'll create videos on it in a longer format than I do on Instagram and like TikTok, explaining in detail like what you need. Because like if you want to actually seriously build a brand that's going to be sick, then you need to take like the preparation and like the knowledge and the learning section of it really seriously. Otherwise no one is going to take you seriously. Because the other thing is, like, when you know what you're talking about, you kind of exude that confidence anyway, and it's infectious and people feel it, and we'll be like, you know what, we'll give this guy a shot. Because it's really like the subsequent orders where the profit comes, in terms of for both people really. And so like the manufacturer is placing a bet on you as to whether they think you're going to succeed. So yeah, just no stupid outreaches. It's pointless. I know it will still happen, But yeah, no stupid outreaches if you can. Obviously I'm traveling at the minute, so you know, we've been to quite a few countries so far. I'm building up my contact list. I can't share every single factory I go into purely because the NDA agreements and the brands they work with, it's just that they don't want that publicized. I will show as much as I can, educate you as much as I can. I'm going to continue doing these. My aim is to put out one a week. I'll try my hardest to do that. I'm seeing manufacturers most days, so that's quite difficult because it's just a ridiculous rate of editing. So, you know, I'm going to try and like make these ahead of time so I can post them in the future. We're in Vietnam at the moment, like you know. We're going to go to Europe next, and then we're going to go to like China, Japan, India, a lot more places. And so, like I said, I'll share what I can with you. And then once we've done this like manufacturing tour, we're actually building a brand behind the scenes. I haven't like released this or announced it yet. I haven't said what the brand is or anything like that. But I'm going to transition from this style of content, still long form, but showcase behind the scenes of me building this brand. And hopefully I'll get even more, maybe like 3 videos a week, explaining what I did that week. What I'm doing to actually build this brand and make it successful, including like not just the manufacturing side. Like I'm heavily into paid advertising, e-commerce, marketing. Like I love all of that. So I'll be throwing out tips and how to do that, what I'm doing in real time. So hopefully that'll be super valuable for you. And yeah, it's been quite fun actually making this video. It's the first one. You know, it's a completely different style to like Instagram and TikTok, but it's kind of more enjoyable because it's like just in real time and it can just get recorded, whereas the other ones take a load of editing. So also, if there's anything you guys want to know in particular, let me know in the comments section and I'll try and make a video on it in depth explaining it, because obviously I can't do that with shorts and stuff. I get a certain amount of time. And sometimes there's niche things people want to know as well, that like a long form video for like 10 minutes could actually help and explain for you. And it doesn't always have to be about manufacturing either. It can be about e-commerce, you know, branding, creating products, just literally anything to do with this industry, as in the clothing industry, and then also e-commerce and stuff like that, and building things and selling them online. I'll go into like how I got into this situation right now in terms of actually meeting manufacturers and doing all that and e-commerce. Probably I would like mix it into the videos, but I'll probably make something on that later on. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see anything particular and I'll try and make it for you. My aim is really to just help you guys as much as possible. It's kind of fun for me as well because I get to, you know, look back on this and be like, oh cool, that's what I was doing at that point, and hopefully just improve over time. But really, like, you know, if I can give you guys the value and then look back myself in a few years time and be like, wow, that's where I was then, this is where I am now, like that's my selfish reason for doing it. But yeah, man, I think it's cool anyway. I think you should share like what you know and what you learn, so hopefully you guys get a lot from it. That's like truly the mission of this channel. But yeah, man, I hope you enjoy the next few videos, and if you've got anything you want to see, just let me know in the comments and I'll just keep adding to it to try and make it better. Like we'll make it better together, hopefully. I'll take like every comment, and don't be afraid to like put, oh, this, you know, that was a bit shit, or like this could be better, or you could explain this stuff better, because I just want to improve off your guys' advice. Like at the end of the day, if you're watching it, you're the guys I should be listening to. So yeah, thank you again for watching this one. Stay tuned for the next one, and yeah, big love.